Hey, so we went to Paris last year, and that was a bucket list trip for me, and I don't think I ever made a video about it. It's hard to believe it was a whole year ago. And I don't think I ever shared my travel journal that I made when it was actually full. I think there's a video on my YouTube of how I made the book. And if you want to get the full instructions, you should go to the YouTube channel for Meg Journals. That's where I learned to make this type of journal from. So this is made of all kinds of things. The journal itself is made out of lots of different pieces of paper. I've got some coloring book pages, some lined paper, lots of fun things, some old book pages and that kind of thing. And the front cover and the back cover are actually a page from a coloring book that is a picture of Paris. It's an illustration of the actual city of Paris. So I thought that was fun. I just printed that out and taped it on the front. I've used some washi tapes throughout, and I took a little pouch of art materials with me. There's definitely a video about that on my YouTube, so I'll link that in the comments if anyone wants to see. And yeah, so I'm just going to walk through each page. I basically made a page or two every day. This was our first day there. It was a long trip for me. I haven't traveled that far in quite a while, but we still managed to get around our neighborhood. That was the courtyard in our hotel. I love the courtyard culture in Europe. We don't have it in Canada. It's just a really nice space that you can find anywhere in any town or city, and people gather there and visit, and just, they're like little parks all over the place. This was Sacré-Cœur. Our hotel was in Montmartre, our first hotel, and that's the steps of Sacré-Cœur. And then we took a walk around the neighborhood and checked out the Moulin Rouge. I like to pick up little bits and pieces of things on my trips, so this was just a little cutout from a brochure that I saw at our hotel. I also did some little paintings. I pre-cut some small pieces of watercolor paper to bring with me in my art pouch. And this was a little painting that I did on the fly of our first walk along the Seine River. And I also brought some little stamps. I just happened to find these little stamps that are actually Paris themed. So that's a little French postage stamp. I thought that was super cute. So I brought those and did a little stamping. That was a full day. We did a lot of things that day. We went to the Louvre. Now, I really am not that much of a fan of classical art, so I was more interested in the actual architecture of the Louvre. It's just really a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And, because the classic paintings that you see in places like the Louvre, those are all painted by they are all painted by painters who were hired by the wealthy elite people of the time. And that meant that the subjects that got painted were the subjects that they thought were important. I did the obligatory pilgrimage to the Mona Lisa. It's a gorgeous painting. I just have to say that it just was kind of underwhelming because we've hyped it up so much in our minds. And we also went to the Musée d'Orsay that day. That's the Museum of Modern Art. I loved that very much. There was a Van Gogh museum, and this was our first views of the Eiffel Tower, and again, our walk along the Seine. My partner's face is all taped up in here because he said he really didn't want his face on YouTube, and that's okay. So that's what you're going to see as I'm flipping through here. I did a little painting of the Eiffel Tower on our way, and we also saw Notre Dame that day, which is here. We didn't go inside because the lineup was so huge. It had just been reopened after several years of repairs after a pretty devastating fire. And by day 3, I was really tired. So this is us on a tour bus. My partner is a diehard traveler, so this trip, was nothing for him. But by day 3, we had walked probably 40,000 steps a day. That's a lot for me, and I just really wasn't ready for that. So I convinced him to go on this tour bus, and we really did see a little of everything. That's my quick little picture of the Eiffel Tower. We also went to Galeries Lafayette. I'm surprised I didn't do a big page on that in here because it's a gorgeous, gorgeous department store. We don't have department stores like this in North America. or at least in Canada at all anymore. It's probably, 7 floors high. People seem to be there for the day. There was a beautiful restaurant on the top floor. It was decorated beautifully for Christmas already, and they also had these like a top floor observation deck where we went out and we were able to take photos from there, and it was just gorgeous. And I bought my best things from there. I bought a scarf, I bought perfume, I bought all kinds of things. On day 4, we switched to our next hotel, which was in a different area of Paris, and our hotel was called Hotel Mange, and I'm mentioning it because it was a beautiful hotel, and I would certainly stay there again. There's a photo of the Eiffel Tower at night. We took a nighttime boat cruise that night. That was wonderful. Quick little sketch from me of the Paris skyline, and this was our hotel courtyard. It was so nice. It was like a little park right outside our door. We spent lots of time just resting there and chit-chatting, and so did everybody else, so that was really nice. Day 5, we took a high-speed train up to the town of Lille. I've never been on a high-speed train before. It was amazing. I wrote down here that the train went at 297 kilometers an hour, just mind-blowing. And I took a picture of the train station because I've never seen anything like it. It was beautiful. It's like you're just kind of hanging out in this really nice place, and then your train comes and picks you up. Like, we do not have that in Canada. I did a little painting of some of these gorgeous old houses they have there. Like, old is kind of understating it. I think they said these were some of the oldest houses in France. They were like 500 years old or something. It was just really amazing to see that. A little sticker from a store that I love called L'Occitane. This store is in Canada, but I really had this idea that I wanted to go to one in France and pick up some things, so we did that. Beautiful skincare products, beauty products, soaps and things. It was just amazing to be there in France, and I brought home quite a bit. That was a busy day, but we still did some walking around in the evening. Another shot of a courtyard. Like, they're all lit up like this, and there's this beautiful little carriage there. We went to a Nepalese restaurant not too far from our hotel. It was actually the second time that my partner had been there. He was there 18 years before, so that was kind of a special second visit for him. Really, really beautiful food, and I'm glad that we went. I cut this out of a brochure just to give me the memory that we saw so many beautiful bakeries there. I really love that Paris culture, probably France culture, is centered around breads and pastries and things. And again, because everybody walks everywhere, and I do mean everywhere, you will see people eating breads at all times of day. Like, bakeries are open at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, so you can pick up a fresh baguette. It was really quite wonderful. Didn't gain a pound because I walked all over. And also, I actually have like a gluten issue, and I didn't experience that there at all because the wheat is probably different. On day 6, we went to one of the places I was really looking forward to going to, which was Musée de l'Orangerie. It was a museum that was built for Claude Monet, and it was specifically so that he could create a version of his water lilies paintings that extended all around the room. So it was a round room, really hard to show in photos, but you're standing in the middle of the room and you are just surrounded by water lilies paintings. It was gorgeous, and I did my own little water lilies painting there. And just a quick view of the Pantheon, also another gorgeous building. We went to the Jewish Quarter and stopped at the Jewish Art Museum, and this is a photo of me in front of the Sennelier store, which was really something that I was looking forward to doing. That's one of the first art supply stores in Paris. It was owned by the Sennelier family, obviously, and they actually invented oil pastels there for Picasso. So the story was that Picasso had traveled to Japan and he saw artists there using something similar to oil pastels. If you're an oil painter, you know that it's really not, it's not very portable at all. It takes a long time to dry, it smells, and it's not something that's really that great for travel, especially traveling long distances. So that's where the oil pastels were born. I picked up some there. I actually picked up these oil sticks, and I'm leaving this one on my desk because I kind of forgot that I got these. And this is a beautiful metallic one that looks really nice on just about anything. So I'm going to be using that in some of my art soon. And then here we are. This is our last day. Just spent some more time in the courtyard. It really was a really, really lovely trip. I'm so glad we did it, and I hope we have a chance to go back again. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care now.